Alright everybody, this is Mike Guillory again coming at you from sneakerhistory.com, and today we're back in Houston, Texas at the Sneaker Summit, and I have my special guest here.
Bryan Angel, also known as Kadoma 713 from back in the day.
Bryan, man, it's good to meet you, good to sit with you today. You're in one of the staples of Houston, the staples of sneaker culture. And we just wanted to, come by and let people kind of pick your brain a little bit, see how how you're working, how the store's going, how's the events going, stuff like that, man. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate you guys thinking of me. Hopefully, I have something to share and contribute that's going to add to everybody's celebration of sneaker culture.
Yeah, man. Hey, you've already done so we appreciate your time. And first thing I want to know is, you've been doing this since what, 2004?
Man, I got big into sneakers again. I'll say again. It's been like a running thing throughout my life.
Yeah.
But this thing that I'm on now probably started in like the early 2000s.
Okay.
Sneaker Summit itself started in 2004, January of 2004 to be exact. That's when we've had our first community gathering in a coffee shop, kind of arcade. I don't know what they call them now, internet cafes.
Oh, okay,
yeah. So
nice.
We had a bunch of guys that were on a message board before there was really even social media.
So like Nike Talk days or
Nike
before that?
Talk days.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Nike Talk. So, I was into music at the time. I remember one of my friends, we were chatting, and I mentioned to him I wish I could find a pair of shoes that I had back in the day. I think they were Bo Jackson trainers.
Ooh, okay.
He's like, well, have you ever been on Nike Talk? And I was like, no, I haven't. So he directed me to that site. I saw it, saw the forum, saw people on there from all over the world, Australia, Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when I kind of realized like this was becoming a worldwide phenomenon. It really just wasn't a interest or even a hobby anymore. It was quickly becoming a worldwide phenomenon. And on those little message boards they had a Southwest section, and then we started a Houston thread, and we had a bunch of people. We would just chat and banter every day. And then finally somebody got the idea like, hey, we always talk every day. We ought to meet up and meet one another, see what each other look like. So I was kind of one of the guys that I say took the bull by the horns and made it happen.
Yeah.
Because people like to talk about it, not be about it.
That's true.
And I still remember that day when I got out of the car at the coffee shop. I heard a kid say, "Look at that old guy wearing Jordans."
Oh.
And that was 16 years ago. Yeah, so it kind of dawned on me back then, like it was a successful event, and if I wanted it to happen again, I was going to be one of the people that would be responsible for that.
Yeah.
So I told them, when you get out of school for the summer, when you guys come home from college, let's do it again in the summertime. And,
nice.
We've been doing it biannually now for 16 full years. This will be our 17th year, I believe.
Yeah.
And, in the beginning, it just doubled in size with every event. Like, they go tell a friend or a cousin or a neighbor. And we went from coffee shops to sports bars to nightclubs to concert venues. In 2011, I believe you said that's your first Sneaker Summit behind the camera there. We were the first ever event of our kind to be hosted in a professional sports venue, the Toyota Center, home of the Houston Rockets. We outgrew that in just a year. We moved to NRG Center. And I would say at the peak of our existence, we were probably in an 80,000 square foot exhibit hall with, I I want to say 8,000 people. Yeah,
that's a good show.
And those are hard numbers. There's a lot of fluff out there, you know, on some of these shows. But yeah, it was massive. But you know, the fashion's cyclical, and I'm not ashamed to say that. There's ups and downs of sneaker culture when, you know, reselling's through the roof and everybody wants to get a piece, and then there's the lows where the market just bottoms out on a lot of stuff, and that's when you find out, you know, who the hardcore sneakerheads are, you know, who's in it for the love and the culture and everything.
Not the flip.
Not the flip. You know, they'll be on to the next. But, you know, I welcome everybody. We're all part of the same game. But basically, that's it in a nutshell. And here we are, 17 years later. We opened the store 3 years ago to provide our audience a place to celebrate sneaker culture 360 days a year instead of 2 days a year. You know, so a lot of times I look out there and it looks like a little mini Sneaker Summit kids walking around the store with their boxes, you know, hey, how much you giving for these? So it's kind of like a microcosm of the whole event, which is cool. And I've seen the event transcend generations. I see guys that came to my first show as a teenager and now they're coming here with their kids, teaching them how to resell shoes and, you know, make money off of the hobby, or when you're done wearing them, you know, you can sell them and get you a new pair. That's probably one of the biggest accomplishments of our event. Another, you know, favorite compliment is the wide percentage of our female audience. It's more like 30-70 to 60-40. And Tasha, one of our managers here, she even started Sneak Her Summit, like a group for females, and they do, you know, their sneaker ball, and then they have kicks and kicky mats where they it's like a paint and sip, but they paint sneaker doormats instead.
Oh, nice. Okay.
You know, the little doormats, sneaker themed doormats, and they have one more event in there. I don't know, but they're doing good, man. They're doing good. Like when we took that family photo of this summer's event, like it was almost 50-50 male female, and that's something I like to see. That's something I'm proud of.
That's a lot, man. I mean, sneaker culture for females has been growing, at least forever it's been growing, but now we're really seeing like a big like surge in like females are interested in the culture. And I mean, it's awesome that you have, like you say, you can split down your family photo and there's 50% women there who are part of the game, and it's awesome, man. And
doing big things too, not just hanging out looking cool. They're making moves and doing their own thing. So you know, I'm very proud of that fact.
Good, man. Well, I mean, one of the things you've done is like, I've noticed is like the complex 50 most like influential things to sneaker culture.
I think we are on the 50 things that changed sneaker culture forever.
Exactly.
So we were right up there with Run DMC getting their Adidas deal, Michael Jordan getting his signature shoe, Kanye West, like, you know, it was amazing to be on that list, and we were pretty high on that list too. If that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah, that's exactly the one I'm talking about.
I also have a personal accomplishment there too, but you know, the event I'm more proud of, you know, because that's something we accomplished collectively as a community. You know, I always tell my employees a little behind the scenes here, but I tell them, you know, Sneaker Summit's not about me, it's not about you, it's about the community that we serve, you know, first and foremost. So whenever I make my business decisions, you know, I take into consideration our community first, and then, you know, myself, my employees, like, you know, it's always about them, because they're gonna hopefully outlast my trajectory in sneaker culture.
Just keep it going, just keep it rolling. That's awesome. So what? I mean, I know we talked about how you got back into sneakers. You're looking for that old Bo Jackson pair. What got you into sneakers originally?
Oh, well, I mean, sneakers have been a big deal to me ever since I can remember. And, you know, I won't say back into sneakers. That's just like the trip that I'm on right now with Sneaker Summit. But, you know, thinking as far back as I can, like growing up, elementary school, my favorite color was green. I dreamt for a green pair of sneakers. You know, back then they didn't have much choice. It was either white or black. You know, of course, Mom wants the black because you can beat those up. You ain't gonna be able to tell. But I still remember the day I walked in the front door of the mall, and there they were, like a light at the end of the tunnel, a pair of green sneakers, and I had to have them. I wasn't leaving that store without them. They were called Zips, which I don't know, maybe some of the audience sneaker history knows what those are. I don't even know, but they were like knockoff kangaroos or something.
Oh,
do you know what kangaroos are with the little
yeah.
pocket? But I guess Zips were the first shoe with Velcro or something.
Oh, shoot.
But
Okay.
I didn't care about the brand.
It's the
They
color.
they
Like,
were
it's
green,
yeah.
and I was sold on them. So, you know, my mom asked the sales associate, "Do you have these in his size?" Of course they didn't, but they had a size or two too big. But you know what?
I'm gonna grow into them.
Mom was sold on it because I was gonna grow into them, and I wore them. I can remember wearing them, and I loved wearing them, and they were flopping off the back of my foot, and they gave me like the worst blister on my heel, but I didn't care because I was
going.
fresh. Yeah,
That's
I was
awesome,
fresh.
man.
So yeah, that's the first memory. And then second memory was sports. You know, I was real into baseball, soccer. You know, I know the boots are kind of like a big deal now.
Yeah.
You always want to have a fresh pair of those. And then skateboarding.
Yep.
And, you know, skateboarding was a life of its own in the sneakers. Like, you know, Vans is a huge brand favorite of mine. They are probably the most storied brand in all of sneaker culture. What that family did growing up as a beach front shoe store and offering the first custom sneakers, and then catching on custom boat shoe sneaker, catching on with skateboarders, surfers, snowboarders. Then you have the whole Vans Warped Tour phenomenon. Yep. It's just crazy how they kind of took over the world, but you know, always wanted a fresh pair of skate shoes. Back then, depending on who you were, they didn't look too fresh, but to skaters, they were fresh. You know, but I mean, you'd beat the hell out of those things, and then you'd need something other than your skate shoes to look fresh in. So I always had a pair of shoes to skate in growing up, to beat up, and then I had a pair of Nikes to go out to the clubs, and girls actually knew what those were. You know, they're like, Duffs? What are those? Are those Payless? Like, you know,
you wouldn't understand.
Yeah, you wouldn't understand. Those are Big Brother shoes. Those are Jackass shoes, you know? But, yeah, so a lot of people didn't know the backstory of skateboarding back then. You didn't know unless you were in the culture. I guess I would liken it to, you know, some of these, like, fashionista brands we have now, like Buscemi, or John Geiger. Yeah, you have to be in the culture to really know who those guys are, exactly. And it's not just like a fresh designer shoe. You know, so.
You have to know exactly what they are. You have to know what you're looking for at that point.
Yeah, real niche brand.
Yeah. So. Shoot, were you ever one of the people who would buy the Jordan 1s on sale skateboarding, or were you like?
I saw people skating in them. I was a big Bones Brigade fan. Okay. A lot of those guys skated Airwalks. I was a big Airwalk guy. Yeah. I don't know if you remember Airwalk, but they were huge, man. I
had a pair of Airwalks when I was a kid, actually.
They were big and bulky and had the Ollie guards. They had the dope mascot, the little Ollie guy, which was kind of like a jump man in his
own. It's a skateboarding world.
Yeah, so I loved Airwalks back then. And then I think growing into high school, I fell in love with Vans. I did my first custom order by mail order at Shannon Skate and Surf or something, and I had to mail it in, and I got purple corduroy with a black outsole, and it took weeks.
I was going to ask you, was it like old Nike ID? Like, hey, 6 to 8 weeks, we'll catch you up.
It was definitely pigeon mail. It was bad, like snail mail.
But when you got them, it was like a trophy in the mail.
It was like a trophy. Like, I was the only one in school with purple corduroy Vans with brass eyelets and a black outsole. Everybody had white outsoles and a black upper.
What's this? Like, what's going on here?
Yeah. I was definitely unique standing out. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
man.
It's always been a reoccurrent theme throughout my life, shoes. So. I'm glad that I could find a career in it.
Yeah.
It wasn't my choice of career path. I was an electrical designer. I went to school for AutoCAD, or computer-aided drafting.
Oh, okay.
It's a software program. So looking back on things, I probably should have been a graphic designer. Like, I was always a creative. I got awards for art in school, and I love video games. I love computers. I knew, like, if I could ever work with both of them, I'd be, in heaven. So the only thing they had at my high school at the time was that AutoCAD program, where you could draft and draw buildings. So I learned how to do that proficiently. I got a summer job at an engineering firm where they were still drafting on boards. I was like the only person there that could use the computer when they needed it. And then I guess it blew up in that industry, and they're like, hey, we need you to do this full time, like run our computer aided drafting department. So I dropped out of school. I did that for years, and then lost my job in the recession. Work started running out. Houston stayed afloat in the recession for a long time. We have the oil and gas here, which is really never going to die as long as we're dependent on that. And then we also have a huge medical center here. But we slowly ran out of work as years went on. And they furloughed me, which means you can work from home, and work started running out. So it got to the point where I don't think I can live off of this anymore. So that dream of working in sneakers became a reality, not by choice. I always dreamed of retiring and working in sneakers one day, but I was just kind of thrown into the fire like, hey, this is what I got, so I might as well do something with it.
Well, good thing you like sneakers then, because like, you know what, if I have to do it, I might as well enjoy it every day.
Oh man, I hustle. I still hustle. Like, I just make an effort each and every day to work as hard as I can, as long as I can. Our mission statement here is to grow sneaker culture by giving back to it. So that's what we try to do each and every day. Push the culture in the right direction, push it forward, steer it in the right direction. We talked a little bit before about, culture vultures kind of getting their hands in things. It can get real whack real quick. So, but not that I'm like the savior of sneakers or anything, but just, trying to make sure that it stays true to that thing that we all love, and that's what I wake up and try to do each and every day. That's my goal.
Well, heck, man, we need more people like you trying to keep it pure, keep it, what it is. It's art. People love to ingest or take in art. So it's super cool, man.
I mean, that's exactly how I view it. I always tell people I'm an artist.
There you go.
And that event is my art. I work for months and months at a time on that one event. And I think that's what may set us apart from other events or shows. And then when it happens, it's that art piece, it's that display or that opening, and it's over in an instant. Like, to me, because I work tirelessly for months, and then in 5 hours it's just like poof
it's gone
of smoke.
now? Like, what happened?
And then after the event, we all go out to dinner as a team, and we'll be like, did that really just happen? Like, did Slim Thug just get on stage and perform, or did Chase B just show up? And Travis had his soda machine there. Like, what was going on? Like, he unveiled his soda machine at the Sneaker Summit. Man, it's just crazy stories for years. And I love each event individually. Like, they're my children. They each have their own personality. Like, Bobbito was there, or Clark Kent was there, or, we have different people come to each one, and some people come to every one. I remember the first celebrity that came to our event, Rafer Alston, Skip to My Lou, playground legend.
That's when he was with the Rockets still, right?
He came to our event when he was with the Rockets, and we were in a sports bar. So he just pulled up on us, And then I think Bun B was a close second. We've been friends for 10 years now.
That's awesome.
Just because we love sneakers. And that's what makes Sneaker Summit such a special place, is like a kid with a closet full of sneakers can come there and be on the same level as somebody like Bun, a Grammy-nominated artist, and they're just sitting there kicking it, talking about sneakers.
Find a common ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. I know, I'm sure, our resident sneaker king, PJ Tucker, I'm sure he's creeping around these streets.
He comes
trying
through the store all the time. He's trying to get me to come off a few of the Kobe's that I have in my collection.
Yeah.
I have the 81 point Kobe's.
The original?
The original, only 81 pairs in Kobe size. He really wants to wear those in a game. And then I got like one of 4 that they released at the Conversation for Kobe. The debut of the Zoom Kobe 1. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's like one of 4. And there may be one more in my collection that's pretty rare. But yeah, he really wants the ball in those shoes. I saw him whip out the Cheetah Yeezys though.
I saw that yesterday. I was like,
crazy,
weird. It was like 4 pairs of those in the world.
Yeah, like I don't know if I've ever seen those in my life. If I have, like, it just went in and out. But
Shoot. Well, I mean, you work with sneakers all the time. Clearly, you have some super rare items, some gems out there. Is there anything you haven't got your hands on? Some grails you're still looking for?
Well, let me tell you this. I'm gonna be honest here. I would no longer consider myself a collector.
Okay.
I was a collector that became a hoarder. And when Sneaker Summit first started, I was a serious collector.
Yeah.
Like, people would tell me, "You're serious business, man." Like, I was serious about my shit. But then Sneaker Summit took off. Like I told you, it was doubling in size. It was booming. And, that collection instantly became me hoarding stuff. Because I would work my day job, and then at night I'd go home and work on Sneaker Summit. But I never wanted to miss out on a pair. Back then, it was like Pokemon. You could almost catch them all. You had like the Air Forces the first Saturday every month. You had the Jordans. You really only had the home and away. Yeah. And then maybe an all-star color mixed
it wasn't
in there.
50 of them every weekend. Yeah, like, I can't catch all of them.
Exactly. So I was amassing shoes, but I wasn't having the time to give them attention or care or any more. And it got to the point where I had sneakers in every room of my house. Every room.
It's like trying to walk around them.
The dining room, the kitchen, the bedroom, the closet. Like, it was bad. It was bad. There's a few people that, saw how I used to live, and I had a problem. I mean, I really had a problem. A lot of people say they have a problem. No, dude, you're organized. Like, you could move that shit without a team of people if you had to. There was no, like, I needed what do you call that? I don't know. I needed help. Like, seriously.
Intervention, like
yes,
please.
I needed an intervention. Like, Bryan, this has gone on long enough. Like, we're gonna help you quit. So it all came together when I thought, of the idea to open the storefront.
Okay.
So basically, we opened the storefront with my collection.
Oh, wow.
On one wall, and then now we have people. We have like thousands of consigners in here now.
Wow, good deal.
So after 3 years, it's been doing very good. And I will say, I probably did that at the right time, because the things that I do have left, they're falling apart, they're crumbling.
Yeah.
They really have nothing left but that sentimental value.
Yeah.
And then we've seen the emergence of StockX and GOAT, which has made the value of some things plummet, and other things go up.
Yeah.
But, so I turned my collection, looking back in hindsight, I turned it into something for everyone, because it helped me open this place, get the ball rolling, and now, like, I'm still on the hunt for pairs, but just like what I'll wear.
Yeah.
What gets me interested at the moment is like new technologies.
Okay.
Really enjoyed that Boost run.
Yeah.
Had to try, Nike Epic React and see how they worked. I guess I'm still kind of big into Yeezys right now.
Yeah, you get the Wave Runners on right now, man.
I like the V2s a whole lot. Just got my hands on a pair of Wave Runners with a restock.
Yeah.
I won't overpay for shoes anymore, just so I can
Same way.
just so I can stunt. I'd rather use that money, you know, for the storefront or for the event, turn it into something for everyone.
That's
so
awesome.
it's not, it's kind of like what I said. It's not about me anymore. It's about everyone else. So trying to pass that down or around and make sure, you know, it's something everybody can participate in, something everybody can enjoy. So that's basically what I got going on right now.
Shoot, man.
But about in the collection, like a couple of things that I won't let go of.
Yeah.
That the Zoom Kobe ones, they're autographed by him. I think I may have a couple autographed by him. I'm not exactly sure.
Oh man!
And then I also have Shaquille O'Neal's Reebok shoe out there.
I saw that one. Yeah, I saw
size
it in the
22.
storefront.
And I think that's autographed by him too. So he wears the same size as the Kimbe Mutombo.
Dude, you can house a small family in that shoe.
Yeah, you
It's
can.
ridiculous.
You can. But see, Shaq's proportionate. When he's running, he looks normal. When the Kimbe's running, he's kind of got to kick those parking lot
flippers
blocks
out
out
of
in
there.
front of him. You know, like, so I don't know. Those are a couple of things that have been hard for me to let go of. The Kanye West Bape stuff.
I was gonna ask you about that. When first time I ever saw one in person was today.
That was really
amazing.
hard for me to let go of. I let my personal pair go to Travis Scott. So when he came to visit the shop for the first time, it was the night of I think the Yeezus concert. Was that his latest tour
No,
with the
Life of
floating
Pablo.
stage? Okay, Life of Pablo. It was that tour, and he wanted to get Kanye to sign him. So I was like,
It's
bro,
funny. I went to that concert. He was actually like skateboarding in
Yeah.
the pit before the concert started. So he must have made a stop here first.
Yeah. I was like, bro, I'm never going to see those shoes again. Size 11 and one of the rarest Bapestas on earth. Like,
Such a nicely executed coat with the bear on the back. It's so clean.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. Hey, Bryan, this is an amazing story. You have an amazing story.
Thank you.
Man, you have anything else
Well,
going on?
I got stories for days, for years, man. Anything else going on? I mean, I just like to travel. I like to go to different cities. Like to see sneaker culture there. We've done All-Star Sneaker Summit for the past 7 years. We've been, I think I told you off camera, we just went to Charlotte. We did New Orleans, New York. We're going to do Chicago next year. We did Los Angeles. I love seeing what sneaker culture is about in different cities, what it means to different people. Everybody's got their different take on it. I loved going to, see where Jordan played.
Yeah.
That's the biggest stadium in all of basketball, man. And to see like almost 20,000 people squeeze in there each and every night wearing Jordans.
Just to see that man play.
You can still feel the magic in the building, man. I don't care what anybody says. Like, just amazing. And I like to shop in Los Angeles personally and Tokyo. Those are my favorite places to go right now. Other than that, man, I'm just enjoying every bit of it,
Yeah.
I enjoy mentoring my team, my employees, and that's what I really get a kick out of right now.
Plan on opening any more stores, or you just do like this one here?
I mean, this is always going to be our headquarters. We may have a plan to expand in the future. We have some really bright people working here. So you never know, man. I mean, we're always looking to grow.
Good.
Always looking. It's just got to, make sense, that bottom line.
Always,
so,
yeah. Got to make sense before you do it.
Yeah.
Well, Bryan, I appreciate it, my man.
Thank you guys for coming by, man. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Everybody in sneaker history, give sneakers someone to follow. You're out in Houston, you're out visiting, come check them out. These guys are legit.